Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches: Chicago White Sox vs Minnesota Twins, New York Yankees vs Kansas City Royals, Colorado Rockies vs Houston Astros, Miami Marlins vs San Diego Padres, and Detroit Tigers vs Baltimore Orioles, which are happening on Wednesday, August 11, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Chicago White Sox vs Minnesota Twins. I expect the Twins to give the White Sox a good battle. Minnesota is playing well. They won 3 of 4 on the road against the first-place Astros on the weekend before Monday's loss and countered with a victory on Tuesday night. The White Sox are only 2-2 in Lance Lynn's 4 meetings against the Twins. Furthermore, Twins star Bailey Ober has been keeping his team in games, holding his foe to 3 or fewer runs in 5 out of his last 6 starts, and tossed 5 shutout innings against this White Sox team in the previous home meeting last month. Lance Lynn delivered another dominant performance in a tough-luck no-decision against the Cubs on Friday afternoon, striking out 8 over 6+ innings of 1-run ball in his last start. The right-hander scattered 4 hits and a pair of walks on the day. He comes into this divisional matchup with the Twins carrying a tremendous 2.04 ERA, 1.05 WHIP, and a 130/35 KBB ratio across 114 innings on the season. Very impressive. My betting advice for that game is to pick Minnesota Twins plus 1.5. New York Yankees vs Kansas City Royals. According to Fangraphs playoff odds, the Yankees have only a 54.4% chance of making the playoffs at this point in this season. However, New York should be able to continue its postseason push in this spot. The Yankees have won 11 of their last 14 games, and the offense has been trending up as of late. New York is averaging 6.3 runs per game over its last 7 contests, and it has scored at least 5 runs 5 times during that span. The starter for this game has yet to be officially announced on MLB.com. Early reports indicate the Yankees potentially recalling Deivi Garcia to make his 3rd start of the year. The righty has a 6.48 ERA in 8 innings of work at the major league level this year. Check back closer to game time for an update on the starter for this game. Kansas City is scheduled to hand the ball to right-hander Brady Singer for his 20th start of the season. The 25-year-old will toe the rubber at Kauffman Stadium in hopes of rebounding from his worst start of 2021. Last time out, he surrendered a season-high 7 earned runs and lasted just 2 innings in a loss versus the Baltimore Orioles. Prior to that outing, Singer had allowed 3 earned runs or fewer in 7 consecutive starts. However, he was sent down following the poor showing and hasn't appeared in a game since July 17. In his 2nd MLB season, the Royals right-hander enters with a 3-7 overall record to go along with a 5.13 ERA. My betting advice for T-Hat game is to pick New York Yankees minus 1.5. Colorado Rockies vs Houston Astros. Antonio Senzatella won't be able to keep the lid on an Astros team waiting and ready to explode after a disappointing series loss to the Minnesota Twins. Unfortunately for the Rockies, the help behind their starting pitcher is insufficient with a struggling bullpen. Only the Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen has a worse ERA than the Rockies this season. Colorado kept things respectable defensively in their last series meeting with the Astros, but that meeting also took place at Coors Field, which is obviously the only place where the on switch comes on for the Rockies' success. They have only won 13 games on the road this season, and they'll be marching right into Minute Maid Park against one of the best teams in the league. The Astros can break the Rockies' spirit if they jump on the board early in this game. That should obviously be the strategy when going head-to-head against a team with the road jitters. Once the Astros tease the walls closing in, that will be a wrap for Colorado. My betting advice for that game is to pick Houston Astros, minus 1.5. Miami Marlins vs San Diego Padres. While Weathers has struggled in his last couple of outings against teams that have been dismal on the road this season, you have to think that things should turn around here. Miami has struggled offensively all season long, and with their best bats traded at the deadline, it's hard to count on them to back Alcantara. The Miami Marlins are having a rough season so far. They are last place in the NL East and find themselves unable to score runs. They are top 10 in the league in runs allowed, only allowing 4.1 runs per game. The team is slacking, however, with scoring runs, as they are only scoring 3.9 runs per game. In order to score more runs, they will need to improve on their 7.8 hits per game total and .302 OBP. The best way to score more runs is to get on base, which the Marlins have to do better in. On the defensive side, they have been absolutely perfect and will trust Sandy Alcantara to keep it going in this game. San Diego won their third straight game as they took the opening contest of this series in convincing fashion. The Padres entered Tuesday third in the NL West race, 7 games behind the Giants for the division lead. In the NL wild card picture, the team held the second wild card spot by 3.5 games over the Reds. Eric Hosmer, 3 runs, 2 RBI, and Manny Machado, run, RBI, each had 2 hits in the contest. Hosmer hit his 10th homer of the year in the victory for San Diego. Joe Musgrove, 8-7, earned the win on the mound as he threw 6 innings, allowing 1 run on 5 hits with 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. Alcantara has a 6-10 record with a 3.7 ERA in 136 innings pitched. He has been good this season, and his record truly doesn't represent that. He has given the Marlins a chance every game he has played with this good pitching performances. His worst game of the season, however, came in his last game, where he allowed 10 runs in 3.2 innings pitched against the Colorado Rockies. He will be looking to get going again here against the Padres. My betting advice for that game is to pick San Diego Padres. Detroit Tigers vs Baltimore Orioles. Tarek Skubal will come into this game riding a tidal wave of confidence after shutting out the Boston Red Sox for 5 innings. It'll play in his favor against an Orioles offense that couldn't be trusted to hit kickballs at this point. The young lefty pivoted from a loss to the Orioles to knock off a Red Sox team with a potent defense. So that fire for redemption hasn't gone out of the lefty ahead of Wednesday's road tilt. He'll come into the Camden Yards and return the favor in stellar fashion against an Orioles team continuing to nosedive on an extended losing streak. While it won't result in a playoff berth, the rebuilding Tigers are enjoying a successful season overall and are quickly approaching .500 overall after handling Baltimore on Tuesday. Willie Castro got the scoring started in the second on an RBI double before Akil Baddoo drove him in on an RBI triple, and the Tigers took total control an inning later with an RBI double from Jonathan Schoop to start a 4-run frame. My betting advice for that game is to pick Detroit Tigers. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.